Welcome to Jesús Manuel Mena Garza Photography, Video and Audio. In this video, I'm going to suggest different lenses for different use case scenarios for photographers. If you're a photographer or videographer, you can use this as a basis for purchasing your next best lens. If you want to know more about me and if I'm a valuable source of information, a font of knowledge, you can go to my website, jmmgarza.com. There you'll find my photographs, which you can inspect and say, hey, this guy does not know what he's talking about, or my God, he is amazing. And you can see my biography, the history of this old dude here, who's 72 years old, and also my vitae, my exhibits, my shows, etc., etc. So you can say this guy has value, or he's just another YouTube influencer yammering incessantly and talking about his out of focus photographs, okay? So I'm going to be very specifically talking about full frame lenses, not APS-C or whatever, medium format, cameras. This is going to be full frame lenses, and of course you can make comparable judgments about the other size of sensors, okay? So let's first of all talk to the great majority of professional photographers are event and wedding photographers. Be you photographing the bar mitzvah or the the corporate meeting event at the convention center, or again, a wedding, okay? I would recommend, if you only had one lens to select, is a 24 to 70 2.8 lens. And of course you buy the Sony version of that lens, the latest, greatest Sony version of that lens for your camera, or for the Canon, or for the Lumix, etc., etc. Whatever brand of camera that you bought, just buy the latest iteration of the 24 to 70 2.8. Very nice. It's good for group shots, very good for group shots, and good for portraits and tight shots. It's a multi-purpose lens, and you're not limited, and you can zoom in or zoom out. You have a lot of options. For portrait and studio photographers, I did that quite a bit in Silicon Valley. I shot a lot of the Silicon Valley execs and also their product lines, and I shot a lot of their events. And for portrait and studio, I recommend a little bit more telephoto, because you want to compress more of the features, maybe a 24 to 105, 2.8. You can always get the 24 to 70, that's perfectly fine. But a little bit more telephoto is always a positive. It makes people look a little bit better, and everybody wants to look a little bit better. They have visions of themselves being better looking. I often do. I look at the camera and my video and I go, man, that guy is hideous. But we all have this vision of ourselves, and the customer has visions of themselves as being better looking. And a 105 will help you out a little bit. Compress those features, make you look a little bit better. For wildlife and sports photographers, you need a telephoto lens. You're not 10 feet away from the football player. You're usually a good 30, 40, 50 feet away from the football player. So you need a telephoto lens. You're usually, if you're smart, you're 100 feet away from that bear, from that lion, from that tiger, from that animal, okay? Be they a football animal or a wildlife animal. You want a telephoto lens. So you can get something like a 300 2.8 or a 500, f4, 5.6, one of those big fat lenses for sports and wildlife. And you'll be very, very, very happy. And of course, if you want to add an additional lens, just get the 24 to 70 2.8 and you call it good. For travel, for professional travel photographers, folks that want to sell their photographs or exhibit their photographs or talk about their photographs, at least at the local library, and go, hey, this is my exhibit at the community library, and I'm talking about my photographs, and I'm giving a little tiny lecture to the assembled, okay? For landscape, street, and infrastructure, I recommend, a 20 or 35 millimeter 1.8 or 1.4. Of course, the typical 1.8 lens is this big, and once you get to the 1.4, it gets bigger and fatter and more expensive. So you have options. A 1.8 is usually very, very good. Does 95% of the job of the 1.4. But if you can afford the 1.4, if you got a lot of cash, just buy the 1.4. So again, you can buy a 20, 24, 35 millimeter for those shots, because you're going to be traveling. You're going to see that building, going to go like this. Take a photograph like that. You're going to go to that person. You're going to get close to them and you shoot them like that. Hopefully, you don't need a 500 millimeter as a tourist in Paris or in Tokyo or wherever you're at. Istanbul. So also you can just possibly get a wide zoom. A wide zoom. There's some very nice wide zooms that fantastic lenses, absolutely fantastic lenses, and of course different qualities. You're going to have to do your own research about the quality, and of course there's a lot of influencers out there saying, hey, this one's better than that one, and that one's better than this one. Take them all with a grain of salt, just like this video. Take them all with a grain of salt. Do some research. And for travel and vlogging as just a regular Joe, regular Jose, regular Kanisha, whatever your name is, your person, you're going out there, you're traveling, and you just want to share these photographs on your vlog, on your website, your family website, or just share them with family and friends, and just send them their way on TikTok. You don't need a super resolution lens. Super resolution lens. You just need a little bit of resolution, because these photographs are tiny on the old internet, and so you just need something like a smartphone. The latest Apple phone would be very nice if you can afford a $1,000 phone, or the latest by Google, the latest 9 series, I think they have that out. And of course the Samsungs, etc., all these different manufacturers. Sony makes an absolutely fabulous, top of the line photography phone. So get the latest, greatest phone, the best phone you can afford. I'm considering buying the Google Pixel 8a. That's good enough for my use case, and as long as I'm relatively stable, I can take a good photograph and a good video with that. And that's only like about $400 right now. So, and if you have a lot of money, you can ignore everything I've just said and just buy a shitload of stuff, buy a crap load of stuff. Just buy whatever you want, because you got a lot of money. You got a lot of money. Of course, another vlogging camera that I like, and I use is the DJI Pocket number 2. And of course, they have the 3 out, and of course, number 4 is around the corner, and then number 5, and then number 6, and number 7. So that's a fantastic camera. Has its own built-in gimbal. Takes absolutely fabulous photographs. Absolutely fabulous video for vlogging, for YouTube, to share with family and friends. Yeah, it's a fantastic camera. So this has been Jesús Manuel Mena Garza giving you some advice on different lenses for different scenarios. Of course, if, like I said earlier, if you have the budget, you buy just whatever you want and just spend money and, just blow some serious cash. Serious cash. But if you're limited, just get that specific lens for that use case scenario, and you should be rather successful, rather happy, and rather productive. And that's what we all want, okay? Hope you're doing fantastic. I'm in Fort Worth, Texas. Been watching a lot of videos of people talking about, you have to get this lens, and you have to get this lens, and you have to get this lens. And after you land in the poorhouse, you have to get this lens. Fantastic. That's what people do on the old YouTube. They recommend lenses. They just are pimps for the photo industry. You have to buy this lens to be successful. This is the best lens for this scenario, and that one's the best lens. You have to get all of them. For each scenario, you have to get about, an individual lens. But you know what kind of photographer you are. If you're a studio photographer, you're in the studio all day. You turn on the lights, and you put your camera on the tripod, and you get the group together, the individual together, you take a photograph of them, you put the product right there. You take some photographs and you make some cash. If you're a landscape photographer, you're out in nature, you're backpacking. You can't afford to take, 20, 30 lenses with you. You might be able to take 2. That super telephoto to shoot the Kodiak bear about 200 feet away from you, and maybe the 24 to 70 to shoot, some of the flowers and beautiful infrastructure, maybe do a landscape once in a great while. Hope you enjoyed this video. This has been Jesús Manuel Mena Garza. I recommend going to my website, jmmgarza.com. There, you can check out my photographs, you can check out my vitae, you can check out my bio, you can check out and comment. There's a comment page also. Comment about my photograph. Hey, that's a fabulous photograph. Or you can say, why is that photograph fuzzy and all askew? Something's wrong with you. Are you on drugs? Thanks for watching my video. Gracias. Gracias very much. Thank you very much. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Leave your kind and friendly comments below. And don't forget, we do have opportunities to become a patron or a member. Just click on the button below the screen here. Boom. And you become a member. Thank you very, very much. From Fort Worth, Texas, this has been Jesús Manuel Mena Garza. Gracias. Adios. Ring the bell for future notifications. Bye-bye.